Saudis taking one lead down this count race.
And in Iran, that just lost its supreme leader and its top military leadership has every theological and emotional motivation to demonstrate that it can reach anti-American. This is the war coming home. It's in the book, whether in the Philippine American cities, that makes less influences in the near term, but in the form of cyber disruption, infrastructure vulnerabilities, potential targeted violence,
And this
and
one
the general
definitely not in the
anxiety
landing
of
zone. In fact, it's a little bit
how
back.
should we at war with a country that has declared every American military installation in the Middle East a legitimate target? So where does all of this leave us? And what does it mean for World War III specifically? Here is the honest assessment as of tonight. The world is not yet in World War III. The major nuclear powers, the United States, Russia, China, and others, have not declared war on each other. Russia and China are condemning the strikes diplomatically, not responding militarily. Hezbollah has expressed support for Iran, but has not announced direct military action. The conflict, as massive as it is, remains primarily between the U.S.-Israel alliance and Iran, with Iranian proxies fighting in the surrounding region. But here is what makes this moment genuinely different from every other Middle East crisis of the past 30 years. Every previous crisis had an obvious off-ramp, a ceasefire mechanism, a mediator both sides trusted, a clear set of demands that, if met, would end the hostilities. This conflict came just 2 days after nuclear talks in Geneva, mediated by Oman, ended with the mediator describing significant progress.
And then this is going to come out to the 35.
That means the diplomatic track failed at the moment it seemed closest to success. Iran's foreign minister said Tehran was interested in de-escalation, but stated, "This is not a war. This is a war
now as they come up on 1st and 10.
He said there are no contacts currently, but that Iran knows how to reach them if the U.S. wants to talk. Analysts point out that if tomorrow there is news of triple nuclear weapons being used, or the country in control of regular workings of these military units, the global war effective to be revised sharply upward. Those are not predictions, they are thresholds. Right now, the world is sitting just below those thresholds, watching to see if anyone crosses them. The 5 signs are real. The Strait of Hormuz is closed. The supreme leader of Iran is dead. Russia and China are already positioned in the water. Iran, weapons that is not fully deployed. The American homeland is a declared target of retaliation. Propaganda, the Bulgarian mystic, whose predictions have circulated for decades, reportedly warned of major global conflicts in 2026. But followers are feeling social media like
no such
the
luck.
prophecy.
The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL.
Difficulty to a different intelligence to a non-different thing. Every single one of them was saying the same thing right now in their own language. This is the most dangerous moment in a generation. The situation can change dramatically in 48 to 96 hours in either direction. And the window for de-escalation is narrow, shrinking, and closing. The question is no longer whether this war is permanent. The question is whether it is a regional war between Israel and Iran. Or whether the dominoes that are already trembling begin to fall in a direction nobody can control. Pay attention, share this, talk to your family, know what is happening. Because the first casualty of any war, and before the soldiers, before the civilians, before the infrastructure, is the public's understanding of what is actually going on in Russia. That understanding is the only thing that can hold government accountable. Right now, with the world this close to the edge, accountability matters more than it ever has.
This is and he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Jamison Williams hauling that one in from Jared Goff. And the Lions get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. And they'll line up to kick the extra point. It's up, it's good, and the Lions lead at 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. returns instead, just shy of the 30-yard line.
Extraordinary throwdown to the Pentagon, and artificial intelligence giant and Qualcomm. Their company is aiming to give the Pentagon unrestricted access to its AI technology. And the company said it's concerned about the potential authority of
So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. On play action, they'll throw. It's incomplete. Charles already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
The confusion between the agencies leads to the
Downfield by Pickens. Still going inside. Touchdown. George Pickens, 71 yards. And the Cowboys are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown. I'll go ahead and strap in, partner. Less than 2 minutes in, had the score on the one side. A quick answer, though, to get the equalizer.
Sometimes you get that sense of urgency that ratchets up. When you get a early touchdown like that, you just know you're like, okay, how do we go back and equalize things? Can we get it done fast? And they absolutely did. Essentially, we're back to even our way.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback. And they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that. Charles' defense, they were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field. It's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs, 65 yards. And the Lions have taken the lead. Now from one after. Now contact out front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? But now if they wanted to, they could move the ball up to the 1 and go for 2.
Yeah, that's exactly right, because normally the ball's at the 2 when you go for 2. But if they want it now, they force the penalty to the 1. But if they wanted to kick it, right, they just move it up to the 10. Right, move it to the 10 if they still want to kick it.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Man, confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this game. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. A big play here for Dallas. 52 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, early they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
The president
Right here, the former Longhorn with it. Get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
I mean, also just sit back, you're going to throw it on every down.
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter
That's
one.
not a difference about what Tim Franklin did and you could say about President Trump. But the way Americans do it is to feel off for themselves with the video behind it to make the video of these definitions as well. The Tim Franklin was very
military action against
For good reason, quarterbacks wanted to get the ball to the perimeter to the wide receiver for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
You don't want to see the say the people that's good can't have a good weapon. That can say we could have a good weapon. And they just can't quite get
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they're trying to duplicate that success here.
It's rare for those moments to happen.
And this will be caught. Jameson Williams with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Lions are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. So what a start. It's not often you even get 3 possessions in a first quarter. But he now has 3 touchdown passes.
Thank you also involving the Pentagon tonight.
Now the extra point try forthcoming.
And artificial intelligence science and profit. The company is really good in that.
It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14.
It's concerned about the potential of a fully autonomous weapon without human involvement. The companies right now banning and profit from all federal agencies.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And all in all, a pretty solid return. He only got it to the 35, but marking down officially at the 34. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now, but let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Prescott down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
What we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Next up is the first AI company to use classified networks that is considered the most sophisticated, which will make it possible to say, and the CEO of OpenAI is talking to competitors and some others. Here's the same red one that I got.
These two teams in this first half, it's been fun, back and forth, back and forth. It's not fun for defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes, because that's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far. Fun to watch. Always good with the PAT. And we are tied at 21. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Investigators are still making puzzles and identifying mainly the gun and introductory skills that can make you cases. Once qualifying for the reward, you can be paid in cash. Make it fit. They provide a stimulus for you.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Charles, this offense, they've been on a roll. 2 drives ago they scored. Remember, last drive was that one play touchdown strike, so now they're looking to make it 3 for 3.
You know, talk to our game one time about your defense, and these types of things are happening to you. What goes through your mind? And he told me at that point, it's not about schemes, it's not about what's going on the sideline. It's about players. Who's going to make a play, make a stand, and stop this offense from doing what they've been doing.
We have not yet been asked any selection to be questioned. Under video investigators are likely to suspend them. Those two sounds to deny.
Goff now looking to throw.
The bring a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. I think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses not bolder.
Yes, indeed, that time. Lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Throws out left. It's caught by Williams. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. They get a big amount back, 18 yards, but they'll still make it a 4th down now. And that last reception puts him over 150 yards now on the game, Charles.
And now it's not just execution, it's not just performance, it's a mental aspect that's going on. Because right now, he's got the defense so much on their heels, they're looking at each other. Who's going to carry this game? And the coverage going forward, they're trying to slow it down.
First and goal, and defensively, all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. Jahmyr Gibbs with his 2nd touchdown of this opening quarter. And the Lions have broken our ties. They take the lead. After right down the middle, they will take a 7-point lead. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. A dangerous return man showing it here. Great return, solid field position. He's on a early lead at the 45-yard line.
They gave him the first touchdown of the game, but how about the response? Big time return, and that's their chance to try and put points on the board.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. There have been points on the board. We just saw back-to-back touchdown drives. I love it. I'm high-fiving our statistician, Christian McLeod. And you're angry. You're a defensive guy.
If you met one of my defensive coordinators, God rest his soul, I'm surprised he isn't in this booth right now wanting to really take you on. This is not football the way he sees it. He wants a good old-fashioned kick.
And this is going to be and the Lions are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
It's a second time good fun.
Goff and this Lions offense set for first and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Escapes the defender. Touchdown, Detroit. Sam Porter, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So the numbers are starting to pile up here early on. We have yet to reach halftime, yet that is already now 4 touchdown passes. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead now to 14. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Finally get him out. And you want to say too for this tonight, it would be something to be a call.
And it's a pretty good return here as we get this up to the 29.
Tonight it's going off track.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in the defense. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming.
Carroll and Rumble put together. His work bringing in 5 Grammy nominations to the inducted as Songwriters Hall of Fame Tanaka this week.
Here's Prescott.
Star line next to his tackle and scored the field plays. And he did the right front to the run. Wrapping on
Definitely worth taking another deep shot here. He's already found the end zone twice.
When he took that first time,
Yeah, go back to that same well. They've had trouble containing him, but able to contain him on that play.
Body connecting off first and second. You had to choose the team of intention. You know, the monkey the world without shooting up. The violent start on the monkey. You reported on him this week here, and so many of you responded. The 700 monkeys, the family by his mother, the 700 monkeys, after the outside picture. This is the series of angry monkeys expected of him.
They'll get this run past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking authority of tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field. And a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
And again, it's Prescott. And this one is a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. Ball on the 30 now, and 2nd down and 3. To throw is Prescott. The touchdown. This one's going to get him a first down.
And so we choose the team that we get to college to review.
26-yard line. Prescott. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. Now they'll have it 1st and goal following that gain of 17.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Here's Prescott. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Throwing, Prescott. And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Prescott on 3rd and goal. And it's caught. That pass play good for 7, but it still brings up a 4th and goal.
There's another example that playing football isn't strictly being physical. You got to think as well. Nice job reading his keys by the linebacker and going out in the open space when they dumped it to the back. He was able to make the play and stop him short of the goal line.
47.
Prescott to throw on 4th. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. George Pickens with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Cowboys take a chance, but they find pay dirt on 4th and goal. Auburn now for the point after. And that'll cut the lead down there to a touchdown. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Offense ready to kick off their next drive. And CD, you know, sometimes you don't need those complicated game plans or the added wrinkles. Last time, now you think about it, couldn't have been any simpler. One play, one pass, touchdown.
Coaches put a lot of work into this game plan, but I don't think they mind possessions like that at all. They just saved those calls for this possession instead. You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. Able to hook up with Williams here on the out route. And he'll go down the 9 getting this inside the 30. The big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Now Goff. They'll be caught. It's St. Brown. They'll head out of bounds inside the 10, marking down at the 9. And this game to the last one, and they moved the ball over 50 yards in 2 plays. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. He'll go right back to St. Brown. And he'll get maybe a couple before he's taken down, as that will take us to the 2-minute warning. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes having the hat trick against them.
Now Goff on 3rd and goal. He gets his head around the Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Lions go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now up to 14. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. Good return as it was stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they looked open. They're still in double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to get into the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best moment for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is. But defensively, they're doing everything they can to protect this early lead after giving up a touchdown on their last drive.
Prescott to throw it. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Prescott. As it's incomplete, they cannot convert, and they turn it over. A surprising move to go for it predictably, at least somewhat predictably. It doesn't pay off, and the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. Finds Gibbs on the check down. Now the Cowboys go through the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. This is 2nd and 8. There's Goff. St. Brown with the catch on the outrun. They use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Gibbs will try and pick it up.
Just about every coach they talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next week they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just...
There's Laporta. He's got it. Touchdown Lions. A great play there. A beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Lions will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. So add another one into the touchdown column. What a game. That is now 6 touchdown passes for him so far in this one. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. It's across midfield and inside the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain. First and 10 at the 33-yard line. And now the clock will stop as he's able to get up and spike it here. Now it's 2nd and 10. He'll drop to throw. And he drops again complete. And their struggles continue here.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that was open for a minute. That's great work. Ball in the air, never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play out.
He's going to take another shot here. Everything falling apart now. Another intercepted. Picked up by DJ Reed. And the Lions are going to take possession here. They've got it at their own 40-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete and now second down.
One of the great coaches in football is a really simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, you rush one, hitting the quarterback, and forcing him into an incomplete.
Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. And he will be out of bounds with no time remaining. That will be the final action of this first half. It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the third quarter. You don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, well, that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
Looking to throw. Prescott. This one swung out to Williams. They will take him down, but not before he makes it past the 50. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's going. Second and 10. Prescott down. This winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be able to shoot.
Good open field tackle and the game.
On the 34 now, here's first and 10.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
They'll throw again. Prescott. And he is caught by Lamb. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A good pickup there at 22. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Now Dak, he wants to change the play.
I don't want to bore you with that now. I'm sure it is going to get home.
He's got it. Dak Prescott with a connection to CeeDee Lamb. And the Cowboys are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Aubrey now for the PAT. And the lead will be cut down to 14. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
And you can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime. They sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get out with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third long play as we'll get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Facing some long odds here if they hope to convert as they're well behind the original line of scrimmage. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Some applause for the defense there. They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. They go ahead and snap it. Gone. He's got incomplete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. They go for it on 4th down, and it pays off big time as they pick up 29. So full Cowboy territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Here's Goff. And he falls to the ground. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now brings up 3rd down.
I see the surprise on your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Now Goff. He's running back. And he's going to have a 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 29-yard line. Back to throw. Goff. It's caught by Williams. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. Now we're 1st and 10 at the 11. Down this time at the 5-yard line. Solid run, 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. And he'll be brought down right at the edge of the goal line at the 1-yard line. And 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
They're bringing us back right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. They've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Lions will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third.
That drive, they really increased their cushion. It felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
Slowly but surely now starting to crawl away a little bit. Things looking good for them.
Slowly but surely. It was a great clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
What's that? What's it? Oh, you see that? You couldn't do well.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And a pretty slick return there. He's got it to the 45. Officially, they'll call him down at the 44.
We all know the teams never want to use the word panic, but if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return to settle up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they just have so much time to get to the possessions. This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
They go with blue between the tackles.
That's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on first down, then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Here's Prescott. And he's going to drop this one to it's complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. So both teams trade touchdowns, and the third is worth 3 quarters of play. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Arlington, a lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
You can tell me you want me to be sick just because you're sick? Yeah. I want to tell you all about myself. Sometimes we can sit together, think
Here's
together.
Prescott.
That's Ferguson. That is
into the end zone for the Cowboy touchdown. Jake Ferguson, 43 yards. And the Cowboys have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, you kept him out of the end zone there. This game's over. You've locked the door on him. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he is going to dive to the turf. Boy, a strange return there. And they're going to start with really terrible field position. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You know,
there he goes, right side. Inside the 10. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Jameson Williams, an even 90 yards. And the Lions Cowboys have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was.
He's got it in, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36.
Here we go, 46, 46. Here we go, 46. Here we go, going to 54. One here. Sweat. Sweat to A.
Throwing. Prescott. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Jay Ferguson, 35 yards. And the Cowboys are able to cut into that deficit.
So that one his 4th touchdown catch of the game, one behind the all-time record of 5.
So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the 2-point try.
The Cowboys will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Now Dak, he's going to mix it up.
They'll try and run it with Blue.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us. Because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wondered maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
If they can score here, they have a chance to make this a 3-possession game and all but put things to bed.
Goff. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
The knockout ball right there. I think if I'm up 2 scores, I'd be worried about an interception, but playing this way is what got this lead. So you may as well ride it out to the end.
He said the key will be playing too in college.
Now Goff.
He said it probably got
This one incomplete. Too much contact going on that one, and it's 3rd down.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air and defensively. They were aware of that and certainly were prepared.
No, I'm not accepting no top guy over me to Detroit.
Here's Goff. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 44-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10. As they've got things rolling on this drive. To the air again. Goff. Touchdown, Detroit. Jameson Williams. 44 yards. And the Lions have opened up a 3-score lead as they pull away in the 4th. Extra point was hunting, but he does make it through. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Oh, good return up past the 30. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return.
Even after that big-time return, it's not looking great for them today. But if nothing else, even if the miracle doesn't happen, they can turn to this play and say, hey, we can move forward. Maybe it's a building block for the rest of the season.
To throw is Prescott. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Down the left sideline. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Javonte Williams, 58 yards. And the Cowboys get a bit closer. And that last touchdown pass not only put 6 points on the board, it also puts his name into the record books for the most touchdown passes in a single game. That's caught. And he is not going to get in here. So the decision to go for two does not pay off as they're unable to cut any further into their deficit. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time. Charles, remember they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now it's going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time. I hear they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
Second down, they go back to Gibbs. And some space here. Racing to the end zone. And he takes this one in for the Lions touchdown. Gibbs, 83 yards. And the Lions tack on another score as they have dominated this fourth quarter. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
And that is off the left upright. It's no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense are going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out, because now it's not a total loss, because as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that was playing at an elite level.
Throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. Well, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game, that time unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
Absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So here's a 3rd and 14.
46.
Now Prescott. On the left side here, it's complete. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 37.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Now Prescott. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards.
1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Dak swinging this out quickly to Lamb. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
At the 11-yard line.
Prescott to throw it. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. From 10 yards out. And the Cowboys are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now, it'll be a 2-score game after the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt with a 2-score game, they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they hope to have a chance to win this game.
The Cowboys will line up for the 2-point conversion.
47, 26.
Here's Dak. And they don't get it. They tried for the 2-point conversion there, but unsuccessful. 60. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. He's tackling yard shooting. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Now a timeout call for by the defense as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get through and protect the ball. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now. As again, just a shade under a minute to go in the game. A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. To throw, it's gone. Tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. But he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
Let's take over 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Now Prescott. Looking left sideline is complete. And he takes this one into the end zone. And all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Well, they knew a lot of steps had to happen here. They got step 1, the touchdown. You need a 2-point conversion here, don't you?
You do, and as you continue to look ahead, if you're able to get that and somehow get the ball back and get another score, they have to go for 2 again. That's why teams are practicing multiple 2-point plays.
We saw that Super Bowl 51 with the Patriots getting a pair of big 2-point conversions.
Someone was on the right behind for years, but we got here.
So the touchdown was big. This almost equally big as he'll try to get it to a one-score game with a 2-point conversion. And that one is caught. So they convert here and don't look down. This one's back to a one-score game. And hold the phone now. This game isn't over yet.
Not at all. Now, get the football back. That's the first thing. However you do it, get the ball back and then manipulate the clock with your offense because you got to get the ball to the end zone.
So still a little over 40 seconds to go. Time enough to put a drive together if they can get this onside kick. And they've got it. They recovered it. But hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down. A big mistake in that spot. You got to let it go 10.
They didn't give themselves a chance. They had an opportunity, touched it first. Now they're in a really bad spot.
We got to have two hands on the football here as they run on first down. The Cowboys signal for their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Another run for Gibbs here. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. It happened in the NFL. The miracle in the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And he will have a Lions first down, and that's the one that should seal a victory. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. And as the two teams talking over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Goff going to throw it. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball. Could not hang on. 2nd down coming up.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board. Now Goff. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming 3rd down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of momentum. The other side is starting to gain.
Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10.
Like 20!
Now it's gone. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him. And they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. Goff. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end. But now this game is over. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And it was a game where they were off and running in the first quarter, Charles, and never looked back.
You know, partner, after a while, we always say the same thing, don't we? They set the tone early, right? They started fast. So I asked a few of my horse racing friends, do you have a term for me that we can use to cover that? And they said, yeah. When a horse breaks out like that, you say he caught a flyer out of the gate. And that's exactly what this team did today. I mean, they jumped out there, jumped on them, and were never headed.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Big D.